This video is for my wife. Look, honey, look what I bought. That's right, another truck. I love you. Thank you guys for coming back to Finnegan's Garage. I appreciate it, especially the ones that went to fsmgarage.com and bought the merch last month. You guys killed it, which enabled me to buy one more vehicle that I really don't need and my wife is probably gonna hate. It's not this one though. Follow me. I don't need another tow vehicle. In fact, I got rid of the toter home, but I still have this damn trailer. And I have nothing to tow this trailer with, which is why we're borrowing my friend Brandon's truck. That's not mine, that's not the one. But the one here in the back, that's the one you need to see. My history with cars started with muscle cars, but after I totaled my first muscle car, I actually somehow found my way into a mini truck, which is why I still love them. And I cut my teeth working on mini trucks, taught myself to weld on mini trucks, and at some point, I bought my friend Alex's mini truck. And it didn't look like this when I bought it, but it's been sitting in this trailer for a year now. And because mini truck, the battery is mounted upside down under the bed. And it has air suspension that obviously leaks, because they all do. And it's currently laid out flat as a pancake in the trailer with a dead battery. I don't know how we're gonna get it out, but we'll try. We'll figure it out somehow. Today's goal is to get the truck out, get it in the shop, and then put this trailer up for sale, because again, I no longer have the toter home. Why? I couldn't sleep in it. I'm 6'1". There wasn't a single bed in that thing that I comfortably fit in. And I know what you're thinking, well, get a new mattress. It wasn't the mattress, it was the layout of the whole toter home inside. It just did not work for me. And so I thought to myself, you know, for the price of that damn toter home, you can stay at a lot of nice hotels. And so I sold it. But I still have the trailer. I need to get rid of this. And then we're gonna buy a tag trailer, not a gooseneck. And we're gonna rebuild the back half of the Roadkill ramp truck with air suspension and a stronger frame and a little bit longer bed so that we can tow a tag trailer with all our stuff inside of it. And that's how we're gonna roll. We're gonna stick with Square Force 1 and we're gonna stick with the Roadkill ramp truck and no toter home, none of that crap. And so if you guys need a really nice aluminum 36-foot long gooseneck trailer, she's available as soon as this video ends. And now let's figure out how to get the Yoda out, because mini truck. Yeah, if we can't get it out, you may get a trailer and a mini truck.
Make sure she's in neutral.
When you're ready.
Okay.
Go.
All right, hold on. Let the fuel pump do its thing.
Yep, I hear it. Here we go. So long. Oh my God. This is exciting. And it doesn't run great. There's something going on with those carburetors, but it runs enough for the charging system to power the onboard air compressors, which are also mounted under the bed. And now the onboard air compressors are running. We can lift it up off the ground and get it out of the trailer for the first time in a year. Oh, this is exciting. The wheels don't work, but man, I love these old school graphics. So cool. All right, does it have enough air to do anything? That is the question. All right, this should be front. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Pressure kicks on. Hey. Nice. Dude, this thing can come out of the trailer finally.
Yeah.
Woo.
I feel bad. It's so nice. It's been just so neglected.
I know. Well, should we push it out and use the winch or drive it out? Every time I think, why do I have that car? It's just so rowdy. It's been since we fired this car up.
Last time Andy was here, we went and did burnouts with it.
Yeah. Go ahead. Newbern hates this car. I love this car. Damn! So why do I have this truck? Nostalgia. That's legit the only reason I have it. Bought up from my friend Alex Anderson. I think I paid about $9 grand for it. Alex had two mini trucks. He had this one and he had a Tacoma, and he really wanted to work on the Tacoma, not necessarily this one. And so he was gonna sink the money into that. Unfortunately, Alex has since passed away, which is a bummer. But before he passed away, he gave me the green light to take his all-white Toyota mini truck and repaint it 90s tribal style, because that's what I grew up with, was tribal graphics. And I thought, you know what, an all-white mini truck's not really me, so we're gonna change the wheels, we're gonna change the paint. And the remarkable thing about this paint job is it happened in like 5 days during an awesome event. And no less than a dozen people had their hands in color changing it to black and doing all the graphics front to back on this thing. And you guys can see that right now.
What's up guys, Matt from Matt Hutchison Designs. We're out here at Langley Speedway in Hampton, Virginia. Behind me we have Mike Finnegan's mini truck that over the next 4 days we'll be doing a full custom paint job on. So as you can see, we already started disassembling it. We got the window out. We got all the handles, the chrome, everything that we can easily take off the truck. The next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna prep the body, DA sand, Scotch-Brite, the whole 9 yards, everything inside and out. The door jambs are gonna get graphics on it. The bed's gonna come off so we can do the color change on it. Tomorrow, we're gonna be starting the layout and getting all that stuff ready. After that, we're gonna start doing the graphics.
Back at the Takeover, we have Matt here spraying the hood with some adhesion promoter. 2 tack coats, let that flash, go off to the black base coat, then clear it. We'll be done with that. We have our portable booth all set up. When this is all done, we'll be moving the truck from out of there into here and then start the graphic layout that you guys will be seeing soon.
truck all masked. We're getting the first color put down. Right now I got Daniel, he's spraying it with the turbine sprayer that we got from Apollo. All right guys, now we're on to the orange. We're airbrushing streaks now. We got the red sprayed. We had Tim Lowry come in and do an airbrush effect on it for us, and it looked pretty sweet. You guys check it out. And now that we're done with that, we're gonna go on to the green layer, which is basically a shadow color under the black.
Worked all through the night, got about 2 hours sleep, got the freaking lizard green down. Now we're gonna do some reptile freaking texture and get on it.
Masking off the last of the graphic colors before we get to the background and then the main base color of the truck. We're kind of in a rush here getting this stuff going, taking a little bit longer than we had planned, but that's every paint job, so let's see how this thing turns out.
Thursday evening, finally got everything masked. Going on to the next color, lipstick pink, purple flop with a little bit of raspberry airbrushing. Daniel and Matt, they're doing all the airbrushing, kind of doing some drop shadows on the blue. Once that's done, then wrap it up.
Tamco Takeover was a huge success. We wrapped it up today, day 4. The guys finished the truck. They got all the graphics done. It looks amazing. They did drop shadowing. They did all kinds of other graphics added to it. We collabed with artists from all over the entire country who were instructors, and even some customers who came in to help. I laid a little bit of stuff on there as well, so it was an entire collab of everybody. It looks amazing. We cannot wait to reveal it. And that basically is a wrap on Tamco Takeover.
looks like alligator skin right there.
What in the green? Yeah, you do a checkmate on it. There's a lot of cool shit to it that's like,
It's dope. Dude, it is way nicer than I deserve. And look at it, dude. It's incredible.
Oh, it's killer.
Absolutely incredible. It's actually motivating because when I bought this from Alex Anderson, who a lot of you guys know, and I bought it for my kid because he's like 6 years away from driving and I want him to have a mini truck. And I was just gonna put a car cover on it and save it, and when he was ready to actually work on something, we'd work on it together. But now that it's back, I'm like, oh, let's put hydraulics on it, let's take the airbags off, let's change the wheels, like, let's go to a mini truck show. You need to get your truck ready. And when you get back from watching that, I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do for wheels, because obviously the white wheels don't really match anymore. The other reason I wanna change them is Alex went to a great deal of work to put 20s on this and make it lay flat on the ground when it was parked. The problem is they don't really fit all that well. And it takes so much air in the front airbags to lift the front end up enough so you can drive it and turn that it rides really bad. So my goal is to go back to the early to mid 90s and put 17s on this truck, and not just any 17s. I'm going to do a classic Renault R9 looking wheel, which I don't believe ever came in a 17, but my friend Jason Hancock built these. And so it's an upsized version of a classic looking wheel. This will allow me to match the paint just a little bit better, match the vibe a little better with a smaller wheel, and it should ride and drive better afterwards. So today's goal is to get the truck back up off the ground, because once again, the battery's dead and the truck's laid out. Get the old wheels off, put that wheel on there, because that wheel is unwelded. The center is just pressed in there and it's just for mock-up. Figure out our back spacing measurements and then call up Jason and say, okay, here's what we actually need to make these fit, and then go from there. So this truck has some interesting history. If you look at the firewall, you'll notice this was a blue truck. And originally, Dave Chappelle from the Dirt Everyday show used to own this truck. In fact, he was the guy that bagged the back of it. And at some point, Alex bought it from Dave when Alex worked at West Coast Customs. And that was when it ended up with a custom Bob Grant front bumper. It ended up with, I think, an Empire Fab front end kit to do the airbags and control arms. And then it got painted up all white, got the interior done at West Coast Customs. And then I ended up with it. And so now the goal is to finish off the engine compartment and build some ender fenders at some point to keep the dirt out, put the smaller wheels and tires on it, and then go to a mini truck show, because those are a lot of fun. And someday my oldest son will be old enough to drive, and maybe the thing he takes to high school is a mini truck. I don't know, that'd be pretty sweet. So, but first we need to make it reliable-ish.
1, 2, 3, 4! O'clock in Monday morning. From the end of the week, I'm bound to blow. Breeze walking through the honky tonk like a pack of wolves dogs. I need boots, scooting, bar, burning hell, racing, get up and go songs. But give me something more, some sleep.
Look how much travel the front end has.
So is the bag maxed out at the height that it was just at, or is you just didn't?
It's pretty close to being maxed out. There's a couple different places you can mount the bags in the rear suspension of these things. You can put it directly over the axle, which is a 1-to-1 ratio, and it rides very stiff, but has a really high load carrying capacity. If it's a link style suspension, you can mount the bag between the axle and the front pivot point of a link arm, halfway. That gives you a mechanical advantage, so then it takes less air pressure to achieve the same lift. It also rides softer, so some people do that. Then you can go crazy and do a cantilever suspension where you mount the bag wherever you want. It pushes on a rocker arm that pushes on the axle and lifts the truck up. And again, that rides better. Gotta be honest, I don't even remember what's under here. I don't know where the bags are. The whole time I've owned this truck, it's had a dead battery. And it's been laid flat on the ground, and I really haven't looked under it. I bought the truck from Alex, and then it went straight to getting painted, basically. I've driven it around the block. I've done burnouts for a Roadkill episode, and that's really it. I don't have a lot of experience with this truck, so. Today's exciting. We'll see what she looks like in there. In fact, the most you and I have played with it is when you stuck a new cylinder head on it from LC Engineering and we swapped a cam in it and rebuilt the carbs, and it ran great until we did burnouts. And ever since then,
Yeah, that's weird.
Has not been happy.
That's weird. It ran great for just a little bit, then now it seems like it's down a cylinder or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it ran great for like half an hour. And the moment we did burnouts and maybe bounced it off the rev limiter, I don't know, it hasn't been happy. I've had so many people ask for these wheels. These are an older set of Asantis that have the West Coast Customs logo in them. And I remember when I bought the truck from Alex, the first thing he asked me was whether I was going to keep the wheels on it. And I said no. And he said, well, let me know when you take them off because people want them. And they are a really nice set of wheels, but they're just too big and don't match the truck. So off they go. That's the great thing about Toyota Minitrucks is they share the same bolt pattern as a Ford Ranger, as most trailers, Nissan 300ZX, Ford Probe, 5 on 4.5. Oh, this has got a spacer too. Look at that. So airbag mount welded here. The original, this would have been a torsion bar truck and all the torsion bar stuff is gone. And so this gets plated here. Then it's a tubular lower and upper control arm and an airbag that bolts right there and just a 3/8 airline. Shock relocated to the back side of the control arm. It's a pretty nice kit. This has AccuAir control setup on it. So this deal reads the position of this. And so you can have preset heights. So you know when you fire your truck up, you can set like heights of like, okay, this is how high I need to go down the freeway. This is how high I need to get over, speed bumps. And this is, laying flat on the ground. And so you can have presets on your switch thing. You're never just trying to figure out, where am I? It knows. When it works, like as long as that stuff's all connected, it should work. One day we'll have to figure out how to program it because I have no idea what's going on in there. Let's test fit our new wheel. So we have plenty of room for the brakes, plenty of room for the steering, and that wheel can tuck back in there with more back spacing because right now,
What?
might not have to actually. It's inside the fender and this is gonna go up.
Hell, there ain't no back spacing left. It's on the outside edge. You push it any further out and it's...
Yeah, we might be maxed. There might not be any more.
I think you are.
So basically the center of this wheel is pressed in. It's not welded in because this isn't a finished wheel. It's a 2-piece wheel, and once we tell Jason where we want it to be, we send it back, he'll weld it, and then build 3 more. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. Everything clears there. And it looks like this should clear the fender pretty good, and it should lay on the ground pretty good. Yeah, that's the great thing about an A-arm front suspension is it travels in an arc. So at ride height, when the wheel is down here, it might not clear, but when you lower the car, it travels up in an arc, the wheel, and then it tucks just fine. So that looks cool. Can you straighten the steering wheel up for me? Yeah, I think that's gonna work. And so now look how much room you have to the inner fenders. Yeah. You figure you're gonna add that much tire, but we're gonna be nowhere near the clutch master cylinder like we were before. We can then go in and build inner fenders. None of my mini trucks ever had inner fenders. Dude, that wheel looks so cool. Well, that's it for this episode of Finnegan's Garage. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'm stoked to be working on cars and trucks again. Next up will be the ramp truck and Blasphemy as we put these things back on the road so we can go to some events this year and have even more fun.
And a special thank you to everybody who worked on the Minitruck, especially Steve Nilsson, who hooked me up with Tammy, Matt Hutchison, who really took charge of the project in its final stages, and everybody that just busted their butts over that 4 to 5 day just hellacious thrash to get that new paint job on the truck. Can't wait to cruise this thing again. See you guys.